Good evening and welcome to the Vigilate Dialogues. We're back. I am your host, Shayna Smith Archer. Yes, made some changes while I was gone. and but nothing else has changed besides that, guys. You know how we do it. We like to have frank conversations about, what's happening in our Virgin Islands, quality of life, how things can become better than what they are. And the last season, we actually launched a series called Women of Impact, and we felt it was important to continue it. So we're back tonight with our first installment again with a very special guest who I'll introduce in a minute. And but what Women of Impact is about highlighting Caribbean women and the contributions they're making in their community in whatever capacity that they may be doing it. And it's to inspire others to do it, as well as especially as our young women to get involved and do these types of things in their community. So we want to make sure that we're continuing to encourage each other, not just talk about empowerment, but actually encourage ourselves, because we know a lot of times it's unpaid hard work that we're doing, but we love making a difference in our community. So that's what it's all about. So with me tonight is none other than our very own Mrs. Curve Globe 2021, Sophia Rubaine. Welcome, Your Majesty.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, everyone.
All right. So for those who don't know about the Mrs. Curve Globe competition, just give them a quick snippet.
All right. So, March of this year, I was crowned the first Mrs. Curve BVI. And it's a new division that the Mrs. Globe pageant created. And they created this division for women who don't really fit the normal, criteria of queen, the slim waist, a certain height. They decided that we need representation for the curvy women. So they created this new division, and I was crowned the first ever Mrs. Curve BBI. And I went off to California in June to compete in the pageant there to vie for the title of Mrs. Curve Globe. And I was successful. So it's just a pageant that really allows you to be yourself. I was myself. I was very comfortable in representing myself and representing the country. And I would encourage any other curvy woman out there to sign up and be a part of the pageant.
Okay, so when did your reign start?
For Mrs. Curve BVI or Mrs. Curve Globe?
When they did the national competition.
Right. So my reign began on June 26, 2021. Okay, that's when I was crowned in California. Yes.
And we also need to let our viewers know that this is the first international crown for the Virgin Islands.
Yes.
We definitely have to call you Your Majesty.
It's so funny because my mom, when I called her, I called her shortly after I was crowned, and she said, "Yeah, you make history." I was like, "What?" She was like, "Yes, you're the first ever to bring home an international crown." I was like, "Stop it." So that was really, really, really wonderful to be able to do that.
Yeah, that was awesome. When I learned that I think it was at the ceremony that we had afterwards, after you returned. And
yes.
They did the presentations and all of that, and they made the announcement. So I was like, "Stop it, really?"
Like me, right? Stop it.
Yeah. That's a very big deal. That's a very big deal.
Right.
So congratulations to you and the entire team on that accomplishment.
Thank you. And I want to say thank you to all the queens that, have went off, in Mrs. British Virgin Islands, Miss Universe, all the other queens that have represented the British Virgin Islands internationally. They paved the way for me. So I would love to acknowledge them and say thank you as well.
Awesome. All right. So for those, and thank you for correcting me, it's Miss Curve. I keep saying Curve.
Curve.
I know you guys pronounce it all French, but yeah.
Got a little accent to the top.
I forgot my accent.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know Sophia Rubaine, tell us about you.
About me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm originally from St. Thomas. I was born and partially raised in St. Thomas. I moved to the BVI when I was 13 years old.
Mhm.
My mom decided, you know what, I had enough of the US Virgin Islands. It's time for me to come back home, and decided she was going to bring her children with her. And I was like, oh, mom, come on, you know? But, we came and I attended the then BVI High School. I graduated in 1999, and I've been working in the financial services. Whoo, child, I lost count for the last probably 20 somebody years, because I've been working for Z-Rod as a radio personality probably
Mhm.
for the last 23 years. So somewhere around there, I've been in the financial services as well as a legal secretary, corporate administrator. I'm a mom of two beautiful girls, Isabel, who's 16, and Thiana Sky, who's 9. And of course, I'm your Mrs. Curvey BBI and Mrs. Curvey Globe. And I'm just a really outgoing, fun, loving person. I try to help people as much as I can. Sometimes I wish I was a billionaire to be able to help people. And, I just love to be there for my people. I love my country. I love the US Virgin Islands. I love the British Virgin Islands. And, I just want to be the best ambassador for my country.
Awesome, awesome. So you said you've been involved. Well, I know your voice first from Z-Rod before
Yes.
we actually met, and we were talking before the show, trying to figure out if you've ever been to the National Boardroom. That's why I started off the dialogues. That's what I used to call it. Or because I'm like, I know we
Hmm.
had a talk on some show, and then I was like, no, I was on your
Yes.
show. Okay, so this is your first time in. What inspired you in terms
Mhm.
of your career choice? Was it something that you kind of like had an interest in, or there was an opportunity so you pursued it, and that's how you kind of been there for such a long time?
Right. So when people ask me about my career, I normally say which one, because again, I'm in financial services, but
Mhm.
communications, radio, television, dear to my heart. I started when I was 15 years old. It was an
Mhm.
absolute fluke. I met Rodney Herbert through a friend of the family, and they
Okay.
told me that there was a radio station, and I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm an assistant manager at the radio station." And
Mhm.
I was like, wow, because I'm really into music. I love singing. I sing on the side. And I was like, I would really love to, come up to the station just to check it out. So he was like, sure, pass by. And when I went, I met Rodney and I told him, I had an interest of being on the radio. And he was like, well, okay, fine, do a voice test and we'll go from there. And I did the voice test, and the rest is history. It's just something that's within me, the love of music, the love of talking. If you check all of my report cards to elementary school, junior high, high school, it always says Sophia talks too much.
Mhm.
And, I think it's just something that is within me, and it's
Like
a
a
gift
gift.
because yeah, my mom always say you had a brush at 3 years old walking around interviewing people. I can't remember this, but this is what
Uh-huh.
she always tell me: you had a brush and you would interview people. And I had the opportunity to be the mistress of ceremonies for my sixth grade graduation, and I was like, okay, this is definitely something that I would love to do, and
Mhm.
I've
Mhm.
been doing it ever since for the last 23 years.
Awesome. See, that's what they say, if you find something that you would do for free, then it's like, that's your passion. You would always stick with it.
And I have done things for free. You can call me now. We have a event and we would love for you to host. And I'll be like, sure, no strings attached, no charge, because it's something that I love to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. See, and all of those
Mhm.
are contributions to our community, because persons think sometimes that we do get paid for these things when we do show up.
Nope.
And,
Yeah,
it's like, no, there's a need, and, we're there for you. So that's the best
correct.
thing. So, what's the best
Correct.
thing about the journey, and what has been the most challenging for you?
Well, my journey, it's been a journey. Being a single mother, now being a title holder, I have so many responsibilities. But within this journey, I realized, or I discovered my
Mhm.
strength. I didn't know
Mhm.
it was there, and I only realized it after the end of my marriage. I fell into depression after the end of my marriage. Again, single parent. I have two little souls depending on me. I have to get up every day to attend work, cook, check homework, and I really had to dig deep down, to say, listen, I need to overcome. I have to do this for my girls, and most importantly for myself, because if I'm not there, then my girls are going to suffer. So the best part of the journey is finding my strength,
Mhm.
and also overcoming some of my fears that I had, like flying,
I heard.
major fear.
I heard.
And that was one of the reasons I decided to also, take part in the competition, because I know at some point I would have to go away internationally and represent.
Mhm.
Flying, of course, was going to be a part of it. So this was an opportunity to face my fear. And I did pretty
Awesome.
good. I did pretty
Awesome.
good. I mean, we
You
had an
made it
emergency
there and
landed.
back.
Yes, yes, I did. So
uh,
that was fantastic for me. I was so proud of myself.
awesome. See, you were representing even before you even got there. You see what's happening? Courage.
Yes,
That's what I'm talking about.
courage. It was a lot. It was a lot because I haven't done it in 12 years. So to
Hmm.
finally decide after 12 years to do something, that was a lot,
Yeah. Yeah.
to do. So, but
Yeah.
I'm happy that I did it though.
All right. So what motivates you? What keeps you
Ah,
going?
my girls. My
Okay.
girls, they keep me going. Moms don't have the option of saying, today I don't feel like it.
Hmm.
We don't have that option. At least I know I don't. And just to know that they depend on me every day, shelter, food, support, knowing that I am responsible for their development, and them being a good citizen, or having certain morals, to know that I'm responsible for that. I can't half step. I
Hmm.
have to push. I have to continue to, believe in myself, because they're looking on. They're
Yeah.
looking on, and they're saying, well, mommy don't look like she managing today. So that
Hmm.
means I'm not going to be able to go to school tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to, so they
Yeah.
motivate me. Many mornings I get up and I sit at the edge of the bed and I'm like, Lord, I can't do this. And then I'm
Hmm.
like, well, Isabella's in 11th grade now. She's soon
Oh.
graduating.
Hmm.
I really have to be that support that she needs. So most
Yeah.
definitely my girls.
Awesome. So, what would you tell a young woman? Because obviously now you're on an even higher platform, I would say,
Yeah.
in terms of whether it's pursuing the pageant or pursuing a career in communication or financial services. What would be your advice to them?
Oh boy. My advice to them would be, stay focused, and know that everything doesn't happen in a day.
Hmm.
Everything takes time, and you just pursue it. If it's something that you want, you pursue it. There are going to be obstacles, there are going to be up and downs, there are going to be naysayers, you're going to have negative comments, you're going to have positive comments. But once it's something that you definitely want to pursue, something that you definitely want to achieve, I would say go for it, focus, zone out, and just keep going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's
Yep.
so many things to distract us these days, and
Uh, yep. Yep.
it, we sometimes we have to remind ourselves, much less our younger women that have I don't know, they have, I know they have even more to contend with than we did, but then it's still that
Mm-hmm.
we still contending even with stuff. It's not as if as you get older the distractions go. It's
Yeah.
like you still have to, as an adult, set your goals and basically stay determined to accomplish them. So that's
I would be
all awesome.
honest.
Mm-hmm.
I would be honest, I really was having second thoughts, like, should I go through with this pageant? Because sometimes your own people are not supportive,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
might, have nasty things to
Are you
say.
sure you want to do this? Where's she
Right.
going?
Yeah, where she thinks she's going, who she thinks she is,
Yeah.
And even after I came back and I won, I decided not to go on the blogs, but I went on there anyway. And I saw some of the comments. Oh, she gonna think she better than everybody? No. And I'm like, they really don't know me.
Yeah.
They really don't know me. So those are the things that were coming up in my mind before I left. But I
Hmm.
had to say, you know what, Sophie, don't even worry about that because
Yeah.
people going to talk regardless, good and bad.
Yeah.
This is about you and you doing what you set out to do.
Yeah. And that, where that's one of the things where I find too, even like your best experiences, sometimes they have like
Hmm.
your greatest opposition. So
Yes,
it kind of makes the victory even sweeter.
correct. Correct.
So that's what I tell. I remember speaking to a young lady the other day, and I told her, I said, so, opposition is gonna come. Sometimes it's going to come from places you least expected. I say,
Correct.
which is why you have to even be more in tune, as it were, with why you're doing what you're doing,
Hmm.
so that
Hmm.
when people question, if you think you can do this, that you've already settled that for yourself, so
Correct.
you're ready to
Correct.
hit the road and mash the pedal.
Girl, I mashed some serious gas.
And
Oh
it's
gosh.
like you said, and people. I remember I said in the beginning of the show. This is the show is about giving women who people. We think we know people, but we
Hmm.
oftentimes we don't. So here I
Hmm.
am thinking you this courageous, brave person. Next thing you're sharing your story. Haven't flown in 12 years. I'm like,
I'm a
what?
punk. 12 long years. People don't believe me. They
I
don't believe me when
know.
I tell them that.
I don't. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. But
Yeah.
again, everybody has their struggles. Everybody has what they have to overcome and battle with, and that's really what it's about. When we share our stories, it encourages somebody like you too. Oh, I didn't know.
Yes.
So if you
Yeah.
can do it, I can do it too. So that's awesome.
Correct.
So through
Correct.
all of this now, because you just like amped your life up, how do you balance? And I put balance in quotation marks because I don't know what really that is these days when we talk
Yeah.
about like balance, but it's kind of like how do you keep you know
Yeah.
keep breathing.
Sometimes that breathing to stop a little bit, but I set boundaries. I set goals.
Mhm.
I say, listen, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this within a certain time period. I try not to overbook myself, because again, my girls come first. If they are affected, then it's a no-no.
Yeah.
So, I make sure that everything I do, it doesn't affect them in terms of their schooling, getting their rest, having their free time to do whatever it is they want to do. So I plan my life around them, to tell you the
Okay.
honest truth.
Gotcha.
But again, boundaries, I set those reminders, that little cell
Mhm.
phone and the calendar, you
Mhm.
make your little appointments to remind you. And I try to, even though it's so hard, I try to have time for myself. Lately it's been a little hard, it's been a little difficult, but that's what I try to do at least one day. Sometimes I used to lie down for 5 minutes and feel bad about it. I don't anymore. I just,
Uh-huh. Good.
at least 5 minutes or 30 minutes for yourself. When I come home every afternoon, I let the girls come into the house. If who have to wash dishes, who have homework, start homework. And I sit in the Jeep for about an hour. And that's my time. Just in
Okay.
the Jeep. Sometimes my mother calls. She's like, why are you in the car? And I'm like, this is my time. And I feel better. Like I would feel so stressed and tired from the day. And I would
Hmm.
just sit in the car and I feel better. I look out at the ocean, listen to the birds chirp. Sometimes I
Awesome.
listen to the radio and I
Hmm.
relax. And then I come inside and then I deal with my other tasks,
You switch up.
cooking,
Yeah.
checking homework. Correct.
Uh-huh.
So that's how
Awesome.
I balance myself.
And that's so simple because again, what I like about that is like it's a daily something because sometimes we
Hmm.
think we have to wait 3 months before we do any self-care. And by then
Right.
we're so raggedy. It's like you need another 3 months to catch
A whole
yourself.
year.
So I appreciate what you're saying is like, just taking that
Hmm.
moment to pause and be like, okay, so let's calm down and kind of like change
Yeah.
gears, to the next thing. Because again,
Yes.
that's another couple hours before now you're actually in bed. So
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
like a second job, or I should say a
A
second
second
shift.
job. Correct. Correct.
It's
And
really
sometimes my
ridiculous.
daughter comes out knocking on the window. I screw down just a little bit so she could hear my voice. I'm like, yes. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not available right now when I come inside and I screw it back up because I
Yeah,
need that time.
yeah,
I need that
yeah,
time.
yeah. That's awesome. I like that. I'm gonna test that out. When I get to that place, I'm
Try
gonna make sure I have that noted. So we
it.
gotta try that. Well, again, you're part of an awesome team, Win BVI Win Foundation. You guys have been up to so much, and so I'm gonna just
Yes.
let you take the next couple of minutes to talk about what Win is, first of all, the foundation, and what events or programs that you have going on right now.
Okay. So we have the WIN BVI organization, which is, of course, here in the BVI. And we have the WIN Foundation, which I'm an ambassador for now that I am Mrs. Curvey Globe. And WIN stands for Women in Need. And it's basically, self explanatory. Women in need. We assist women in need. And we do that through a program called the Reclaiming Me program that's headed by Dr. Tracy Kemble. And it's basically a program for women who may have been abused, experienced narcissistic abuse. I always get stumbling on that word there, but experience that type of abuse. And it's basically a program that provides therapy to help you get back, reclaim yourself, and get back to yourself and to be a better version of yourself. And then we have Win BVI within the BVI, the Win BVI organization, and that's headed by Miss Alicia Green. And again, we do just that. Women in need. We assist women through housing, therapy. We assist them in getting therapy sessions through the Reclaiming Me program as well. And we try our very best. We're a nonprofit, so we need the support of the community. So we have fundraisers such as the one that I have coming up on October the 6th, or is it the 10th? October the 6th, October 10th, sorry. And it's at 6 p.m. at Aromas. And we're going to basically have drinks and a movie night. My favorite movie, What's Love Got to Do with It? The Tina Turner story. She is definitely one of my inspirations. From being in a toxic relationship myself, and coming out of that relationship. Not much people know the Tina Turner story, and I just want women to be able to see it because I know there are a lot of women out there that are currently going through a relationship or in a relationship like that where they're being abused, whether it's verbally or physically. This is a movie that could help inspire them. Sometimes a woman just needs that one little
Mhm.
push, of encouragement. So I decided on this particular movie because I want women who are going through these things to be able to overcome. I overcame. I am here. I didn't think I was going to make it. So
Mhm.
I just wanted to, be a voice and inspire other women to help them to overcome as well. So we're going to have that fundraiser. And then we also have a retreat in Anigada. I think that's on October 18th.
Mhm.
I hope I'm getting these dates right. October 18th. And we're going to have Sasha Creaky. She does Pilates. So we're going to be learning ways to take care of our bodies, our mind, bodies, and soul. We're going to have Mrs. British Virgin Islands, Stephanie Bruley, Mrs. Classique, Deborah Maddox, and myself, Mrs. Curvey Globe. And we're just going to be there sharing our stories and giving little tips on how to, you know, enjoy life and overcome, etc., etc. So when BVI, we do a lot within the Virgin Islands. We currently have the single mom program, the single parent program that's currently going on. I should be making an appearance there also, and it's basically just to help single moms to help them to cope, um, self care, help them mentally. So I think it's a great program. And if single moms out there watching, if you want to sign up and find out more information, you can do that as well. You can contact WinBVI. We have our Facebook page, so you can reach out. You can reach out to me as well, and we'd be happy to give you more information. And we just want to encourage the public to continue to support. Again, we're a nonprofit organization, so we can't help the women in need without your support. So you're free to make donations as well.
Awesome. So I confirmed it. The 16th, we're going to Anigada, ma'am.
The 16th, what day did I tell you?
18th is the holiday. That's
18th is
probably,
the holiday.
yeah, 18th is a holiday in October.
Okay, and my event is on the 6th of October. Girl, I have to remember all of these dates and my name as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
telling you.
So
How do you keep breathing?
it's a
It's a
lot.
lot.
It's a lot. So yes. So ladies' night on the balcony at Aromas is October 6th at
Okay.
6 p.m. Yes. And it's gonna be great. I just wanna, sometimes life is so much. You just want a night to relax,
Hmm.
unwind, some really good drinks, mingling,
Yeah.
and a good movie. So I
Just
would
hang
love
out.
for everybody to come out. Yeah, all my ladies to come out.
Yeah. And you said we have a website as well as Facebook page where you can find the
Right. So
date.
we have Win BVI on Facebook,
Hmm.
Win BVI, and you can also send emails to winbvi@gmail.com.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So
Yes.
we encourage everyone again, our community support. So even men can support the events, or make sure you send the
Correct.
women and you keep the kids. Whatever you want to do,
Yes.
buddy.
That sounds
But
like a plan
yeah, yeah, the free childcare right there. So,
right there.
um, the ladies start making your plans now. You let them know you need them to support, and the men to support us in that capacity, so that you can have that couple hours like Sophie to unplug
Yes, we need it.
and
It's so
hang out.
important.
Yes, it
Yes.
is. It is. It is. All right. Anything else we need to touch on? Basically, wrap it up.
Um, Yeah, and I just want to encourage my curvy ladies. If you're interested, of course, we're doing applications now for the next Mrs. Curvey BBI. You can again contact myself or Miss Alicia Green. Just hit us up and let us know that you're interested because this is an awesome opportunity for you to represent your country. And if I just feel it's a really great way to get to know yourself
Mm,
because sometimes you think you know yourself, but you really don't know yourself. Again,
yeah.
I found my strength and I didn't know I had all that strength. So
Yeah.
this is a really great opportunity to be able to do that.
To get out there. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Yay.
again, congratulations on being our first international
Thank
queen.
you.
I thought that was so like really cool. I mean, some people don't make a big deal out of certain things, but again, we always like the first. So it's always
And
important again
it's
to
funny you
recognize
say
it.
that.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny you say that because some people see it as a big deal and some people don't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it's a great opportunity to market the BVI, to
Yes.
market your country.
Yes.
I went to California and there were too much people that I met that did not know about the British Virgin Islands,
Mm-hmm.
which means we have work to do. And
Yes.
this is an avenue that we can do that work. So we
Yeah.
need to take it a little bit more serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people like, oh, it's just a crong your plastic crong. No, it's not,
No, no, that's all right. We need to put you on all the billboards and say come to the BVI, and then you got your name on it just because just
Yeah,
because. So that's the type of I think for terms of persons understanding the level of international recognition that this pageant has. That because
right,
again, some people might not be familiar with it. All of us know Miss Universe. All of us know about Miss
right,
World, but this is something that is not as familiar, but it is no less than because it's been around for a lot of years
right. And we've
on the,
had
on the
our queens. We
international.
probably had about we had Sandrea, we had um Zoe, we had Angel, we had Miss Finley. Was her name Siobhan? I hope
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
Right. So we had those four ladies already represent the British Virgin Islands at Mrs. Globe.
Wow.
And I think this pageant was established from in 1996. So
Hmm.
they've been around for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
is Mrs. the Curvey division is just about a year old. So I am
Mhm.
actually the third Mrs. Curvey
Okay.
Globe. So they're
Okay.
still very new and the division is growing. We're having more and more women now realizing, well, I always wanted to be in a pageant, but
Hmm.
I don't have the traditional look. And now this is my opportunity to take part in the pageant. So that division is growing really, really quickly. So, Mrs. Globe, they are the creme de la creme
Yeah.
of pageants. So it's
Yeah.
just to educate people some
Some
more
more.
about
Yeah.
it,
Hmm.
and just know that there are lots and lots of opportunities out there once you become part of the pageant. So this is
Yeah.
big for the BVI. It is.
Yeah. It is. It is. It is awesome. All right. So I will continue to encourage persons. I'll probably drop the links to the Facebook page and share that as part of the show notes. And
Yeah.
thanks to all who have tuned in. Those who will tune in, you can check us out. We have a YouTube channel for the dialogue, so be sure to go and like our Facebook page if you're not on, well, if you're not like, because you're watching it on Facebook or YouTube. So make sure you are subscribed to YouTube and you like the Facebook page so that you can continue to follow us and see when the new episodes premiere and check them
Hmm.
out and make sure to share. So, Sophia, Mrs.
Yes,
Curve
ma'am.
Globe, thank you for
Yes.
passing by the dialogues and
Thank you so much
conversating
for
with us.
having me.
All
Thank you for
right.
having me. And this was a treat because the last time we were face to face, I was interviewing you.
Yes.
So
So we
this was a
changed it
treat.
up tonight. No, yeah, I returned the favor. I returned the favor.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so our parting words of encouragement. Here's to strong women. May we know them, may we be them, may we raise them. This is
Yes.
your host, Shayna Smith Archer, saying, let us continue the changing conversation for a better Virgin Islands.
Bye bye.